Hello folks, Toad here with Visordown.com, and we have just taken collection of this absolute behemoth of a bike. It of course is the unmistakable BMW R18, all 1800cc boxer twin badass. I don't know if Bavarians really do badass, do they? But there we go, this is about as badass as they get, and as you can see, this is a first edition bike. So, the biggest engine, the biggest boxer engine that BMW Motorrad have ever produced, but also one of the biggest engines that BMW Motorrad has ever produced. And here it is, kind of cruiser bobber. It is stripped back, it looks very cool, and I've got to go for a COVID test, so I'm giving it a little run out and thought I may as well take the opportunity to do a quick first impressions video. So, first impressions, the looks. I actually always really liked this bike. I first saw it, well, I didn't see this, I saw the concept bike for this, which we'll put a picture of on the screen for you now. And I first saw it on the stage at the Garmisch Motorcycle Festival in Germany a couple of years ago. And I thought it looked amazing. And it was one of those bikes where I looked at it and went, it will never ever look like that when it makes it to production. If it makes it to production, it will never look like that, because the accountants will get hold of it and the bean counters will tear it to shreds. I think BMW must have waited until they all went home before they started building it, because it is pretty much absolutely bang on. The only real difference, the concept bike was covered in all of this nickel plating that you see here that gives it that nice sort of goldy bronzy finish to it. This bike is a lot more chrome, and there is just the drive shafts that's got that nickel plating finish on it. I mean, it's a compromise. You couldn't nickel plate the whole thing because it'd cost an absolute fortune. And to be honest with you, I don't think the chrome looks that bad. I think it looks quite cool. Nice little details and features as well. I like the way that they've got the chrome gear lever in there, and also the chrome brake calipers as well, helps them stand out. And I love the black forks, and I also really like the pinstriping on the tank. I think that looks absolutely lovely because it just makes it look like a proper old BMW boxer twin from back in the day. So you should go and see what it rides like, really. It does wobble about a fair bit when you start the engine. Keyless ignition, which is nice, and you have got a proper lockable fuel cap that you can use the key, although at the moment it is unlocked. So the R18 has got 3 riding modes: rain, that we're in at the moment, roll, and rock, or rock, roll and rain, for want of another way of putting it. Stick it straight in rock, because whoa, ow, oh chihuahua, yeah, that likes to make itself felt when you hit the throttle. Woohoo! Okay. It's fair to say that I was very excited to be getting hold of the big black battleship that is the R18. First and foremost, I am very childish, and there is something grin-inducing about a massively over-the-top engine in a long and low motorcycle. Secondly, I saw this bike on the stage at the Garmisch show, as I mentioned in the introduction, and I thought it looked absolutely stunning. I really wanted to see if the production motorcycle lived up to the concept. Before we delve into the bike though, here are some high level stats. This is £18,995, although it is a BMW, so that is the starting price. Engine capacity is 1802cc, it produces 116 pound-foot of torque, 91 bhp, and has a top speed of around about 110 miles an hour. Now, this isn't Beamer's first attempt at a cruiser, no sir. There was, of course, the R1200C. That bike was well received at the time, even making it into Tomorrow Never Dies, the Bond film, although production did cease in 2005. At the time of discontinuing the model, Herbert Diess, the then head honcho of BMW, claimed that they no longer had an engine that would suit the current cruiser trends. Well, we must have all got a lot older, slower, or just a little bit crazier in the intervening years, as the engine in this thing is absolutely absurd. For starters, it's huge, I mean massive. The heads stick out about 1.5 feet on each side of the bike, and vertically the engine casing is just vast. Prod the starter button and the whole bike vibrates and shudders like a 1900s diesel engine that's just been awoken by some uncaring archaeologist. To be fair, the vibes and the shudders can be totally forgiven when you take into the account the size of the lumps of metal that are whirling round in this thing. It's got a 107mm bore and a 100mm stroke. All told, the engine weighs in at 110 kilograms. That's more than the total weight of a 2021 Honda Vision scooter fueled up and ready to go. It's just insane. With all that mass flying around between your ankles, you get the impression that the bike is going to be an absolute snarling beast and a bit of a handful to ride. But in truth, it's actually very, very civilised. Dare I say it, almost too civilised. Look, I've only spent an afternoon riding the bike and clocked up about 65 miles while I was heading out for a COVID-19 test. And then coming back the long way, obviously. But it's not quite as slap you around the chops silly as I thought it would be. Actually, no, as I hoped it would be. Look, this isn't all we're going to do with the R18. We've got the big bike for about 2 weeks, and hopefully the sun will come out at some point and we can see what it's really like on nice, dry, sunny roads. Until then, though, the jury is out. Yes, it is absolutely stunning to look at, and I mean work of art stunning. I'm just not sure it makes me feel the same way when I'm riding it yet. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and also tap the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of Visordown's latest videos. For the latest news, reviews and a full write-up on this bike, please get yourself over to Visordown.com.